Hey there, and thanks for joining us for this week's edition of the Young Adolescent Fiction Novel Hour podcast. Long name, I know, but it's a great show. I'm your host, Troy Applebaum, and I'm joined by my co-host and big-time friend, James the Monkey. He's hanging out behind me, always is. So this week, real exciting. We got Bobby Costello who's going to be joining us in New York via podcast, webcam. So Bobby's going to talk about this week's book, which is Crash by Jerry Spinelli. Bobby? Buffering. Done. Oh, hey there! Troy, how you doing? Thanks for asking me to come and be on the show. Can't tell you how excited I am. You know, some people, they ask me, they say, Bobby, how come you love all these young adolescent fiction novels? How come I never see you on the internet talking? You're such a personality. Well, now's my chance. So I'm going to make the best of it. So right now I'm here to talk to you about Crash by Jerry Spinelli. I'll bring it in real close for you so you can get a good look at that. Go pick it up at your local store. Jerry Spinelli. Love that last name. You know it's good if it's written by a Spinelli. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell you a little bit about this book. It follows Crash Coogan, John Crash Coogan, who's a natural athlete, something I could really relate to, you know, in my day, a little bit of the baseball. Crash, he loves the football, though, so he is a natural athlete. And unfortunately, Crash also likes to pick on some less fortunate kids, such as Penn Webb. Penn is really into, you know, poetry, vegetarianism, stuff I don't really get into, but, you know, I respect it, and that's what this book's all about. That's what it's about, Troy. It's about respecting your friends, respecting people who aren't even your friends, but just understanding what they're all about. And that's why I really just think this is an important book. So I want to thanks again for having me on the show. Really appreciate it. Buffering. Done. Oh, well, it's really just a pleasure, a treat to have you here, Bobby. So let's just get into the first question. There's a central theme of bullying in Crash, and Crash really kind of transforms in this book from a bully to a compassionate person. I just wanted to ask if you had any experiences, especially living in Brooklyn, a notably rough area, if growing up you had any bullying problems. So what do you have to say? Buffering. Done. Well, it's funny you asked me that, Troy, because as a matter of fact, I do have a little bit of experience with bullying, believe it or not. Back in the day, a guy like me, you know, I wasn't as big and tough as I am today. So I remember one time my Grams, she asked me, she said, Bobby, go get me some eggs. And I said, all right, Grandma, anything for you? So I walked down to the store, I picked up a dozen eggs. I was walking back, 3 guys come up, they say, hey, Bobby, give me those eggs. I said, I can't give you those eggs, they're for my grandma. And they say, you better give me those eggs. I say, these are my eggs. Yeah, well, eventually, they took the eggs, showered them all over me. I was covered in yolk. It was awful. And, you know, to this day, I still have a fear of eggs. So it was a very hurtful and traumatic experience. So firsthand, I can tell you that bullying is just not cool, and it has long-term effects that affect the people who been affected by it. Just one second, please. Buffering. Done. Well, man, that is some heavy stuff, Bobby. I'm really sorry to hear about the egg scenario, but we actually have a viewer question, and this is from Janine in Minneapolis. And Janine asks, Bobby, what did you take away most from this book after you read it? If you could answer that for her, it'd be just awesome. James would like it too. Buffering. Done. Well, I gotta tell you, Spinelli just does a fabulous job with this book. Something that I'm really proud to say I've read and proud to recommend to other people. What I love most is Spinelli really captures the conversational tone of young adolescents. It really sounds like you're hanging out in their circles, shooting it, you know what I mean, playing a practice and doing all this. Really brings me back, you know. Another thing that I really like to see, I like to see my characters change in fiction, and you definitely see a change with Crash. From the beginning of the novel, he starts off, he's very insensitive. He's making fun of Penn. He's just really mean, and then you see him start to mature a little bit when his grandfather gets sick, and he starts to realize that he needs to stop being such a jerk. And then it comes to the end where you really see the transformation of Crash reaching out to his sister and to Penn. So I love to see my characters change, especially for the better. And I got to say that that's my number one takeaway from this book, is that people do change. So thank you very much, Minneapolis. Love that place. It ain't no New York, but you know what I mean. It's second best. Buffering. Done. All right. Well, it's getting a little crazy back here at the studio. Bobby, we just got one more question to ask you. We were just wondering if you could just comment a little bit on the power that words have over us, whether it's negative or positive, and how it can change our lives. I know that you write a blog, so we really love your insight on that. What can you tell us about that, Bobby? Buffering. Done. Well, Troy, I gotta tell you, if words went around, I don't know what I'd do all day. Just go around shaking my hands at people. I just wouldn't be able to communicate. I just love to get out and communicate, and words have a profound impact on everybody involved. I gotta make sure I got my Yankees over here. But when it comes down to it, I gotta go back to the part where Penn reads his poem out in front of the class and really connects with Crash. Crash is going through a lot with his grandfather having a stroke. So when he hears that Penn went through something similar, he realizes that they have something in common. And what helped link them and realize that they could be friends were words. It was a poem. So it really goes to show you that, yeah, negative words can be very hurtful. Crash shows you that throughout the book, but positive words can really change people, have a profound impact on their lives, and just change the whole outcome. So I really believe that words are just, the power is just unlimited, just like Derek Jeter. So, yeah, I really just had a great time coming in on the show. Love to come back anytime. And, by the time I come back, I bet Jeter will have 4,000 hits, you know what I'm saying? But you'll have me back sometime. I got to thank you again, Troy. Thanks one more time. Thank you. All right. Thanks a lot. Buffering. Done. All right. Well, honestly, Bobby, you've been one of the best guests we've ever had in on the show. And we really just love having people in from all over. So we're just going to end the show the same way we always do, with the Kitty Techno Party. So you guys just, thanks for tuning in. We really love having you on the show. Until next time, tune back in. Subscribe to our podcast. Kidding! Oh my God, we did it.